episode is brought to you by the Niagara Falls Ryerson Innovation Hub. Thank you so much for allowing us to use your amazing podcast studio. And if you're an up-and-coming entrepreneur or a tech startup in the Niagara area, be sure to check out Niagara Falls Ryerson Innovation Hub, located right here in downtown Niagara Falls on Zimmerman Avenue. Thank you so much. This episode of the CYF Podcast is brought to you by the Black Sheep Lounge. You can go to blacksheepniagara.com and use promo code CYF20 to go ahead and get 20% off your online order. Now, back to the program. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CYF Podcast, the show where we go behind the scenes to give you tips and tricks to help you create your future. On today's episode, I'm joined by two very special guests. You may have seen them on the internet traveling the world, or you might have seen them doing some crazy family adventures. Who knows? If you follow Brandon and Chelsea Mims, you're in for a treat, and we are so excited to have them today. Brandon and Chelsea, welcome to the CYF Podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Is this your first? I know that Brandon, we've been working together over the last little bit. Chelsea more recently, but is this your first podcast, or is this your first podcast that you guys have ever done together as like a married couple?
This is our first podcast together. I've done like 3 or 4, but
I've never done any.
No, this is your first.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Well, thank you so much for letting this one be the first one. I was going to say, maybe if you guys can kind of go into the story of like maybe how you guys met and then how you guys kind of like started your social media. Because for people who don't know, if you guys just literally search them both up online, you guys have tens of thousands of followers and you work with a bunch of different brands, have a whole bunch of different stuff going on in the creative space. But I think it's good to, let's go back to the roots, how you met and how it's kind of started.
Want me to take this one?
yeah, it's all you.
Okay, so I was fresh into high school. Brandon was already there, and he was friends with my sister. So that's how we kind of got connected there. And then we talked on MSN.
MSN.
Yeah.
Shout out MSN. Remember
Right?
MSN back in the day? You guys are too young. Yeah. No, you guys don't know. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, so we were talking on MSN, and then things kind of went from there. Started dating. Then we've been together ever since.
You guys have been together since what, grade 9 or grade 10 of
I was in grade 11.
Yeah.
Sniping low.
Nice. I love it. So you guys have been together. You guys are now married. You have a beautiful child, Mia. Shout out Mia Mims too.
Shout out to Mia.
Yeah. How, now, Brant, I don't even know if, obviously we know each other relatively well, but were you working in social media before you met Chelsea and then you kind of helped Chelsea's kind of like online presence grow up, or were you kind of doing your own thing, Chelsea, and then that, like, how did that kind of start?
Probably back in high school, I started in like the Twitter world and actually had a meme page of Chelsea.
No way.
And grew that to about, over 1 million followers. So that's how I started.
Yeah, I feel like I had a YouTube channel, but I didn't like tell a lot of people about it. Kind of kept it hush hush. You knew about it, obviously, but
Yeah, you did.
even like my family, I didn't tell them or anything like that. And then I was like, oh, once I get so many followers, then I'll tell people or whatever. And then I just kind of kept it a secret for a while. And then randomly I was like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. When did you become public with it?
I feel like people started knowing about it. Like I would tell more of my friends and stuff, but like I wasn't like, hey, guess what? Until maybe like 5 years ago.
Yeah, probably 5 years.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. And what was the meme page that you had of Chelsea, and that was just a meme page on Twitter that you created, and then it just blew up from there, or what was that process kind of like?
Yeah, it wasn't like making fun of her
Yeah.
at all, but it was just using her face.
Sure
So,
it wasn't. Yeah.
No, I was just using her face.
Yeah.
And then, because, everyone wants to follow a pretty girl, right?
Yeah.
So,
Nice. Good
so
save. Yeah.
definitely got some follows from that. And then little they knew they were talking to a guy, not a girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's how it
Started from there.
started from there.
Wow.
So.
Very, very cool. And Chelsea, could you maybe like give some advice for people who are getting into the YouTube space and how you kind of like get like kind of garnered your following, or what was kind of like the big catalyst of how like your following kind of actually like blew up? What was like the first like initial step where it just kind of like exploded?
I would say once I started taking it more seriously, posting consistently, and I feel like when you're starting out, just like be confident in it. I feel like now it's not as like weird to have a YouTube channel.
No, not at all. It's pretty common. Everyone wants to be like the YouTuber now. Right?
Yeah, it's so much more popular. But before, I feel like it'd be like, oh, someone's gonna make fun of me, or like someone I know is gonna watch my videos, and I was mortified about that.
Why were you scared?
just because I was like
Putting yourself
little
out there.
me,
Yeah.
like here's how you do your hair.
Yeah.
You know, just like random videos that I'm like, oh, people are gonna think are stupid. But all of my friends, like I would whatever, show them how to do different things or like makeup wise. Like I was always like, oh, do this or try this type thing. So I was like, oh, maybe other people want to know about that too. And I was like really big into watching YouTube. So I just kind of like went with what other people were doing type of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I was like so nervous to tell people, and like I would never film in front of people. Now like we'll film like videos randomly and stuff, but I was like so nervous and scared to do it. And then
So was it the makeup and the DIY stuff that was kind of like the first thing that you started in the YouTube space, and then just kind of grew from there?
yeah, and then I feel like I've like transitioned into a lot of different things. Like I was decently into fashion. I love fashion, so that's like what I gravitate towards mostly. But then becoming a mom, like that kind of takes over, and then vlogging obviously kind of incorporates everything.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And now transferring into like this whole, like, I want to say like mommy niche or like mom influencer kind of world, you can kind of share your story of like a young entrepreneur family, you know, where you guys are completely fully self-sustained on your own, doing your thing. Yeah. And now I talked to boss man Brandon a little bit more behind the scenes, but Brandon, could you kind of maybe talk about how you kind of got your start behind the scenes doing getting into social media and like some of the pages that you acquired and how you kind of built the pages from there, and if you could shed light on some of the pages and the accounts that you run, maybe people would want to know what you do.
Yeah, so like I said before, I started off in the Twitter world and pretending to be Chelsea. Meme page, grew that up to 1 million followers, and then I started, like, brands started hitting me up asking for ad spots on the page. So that's when I knew, like, okay, I can
make some money doing it.
Make like a little side hustle type thing.
And what were you charging for like an ad back then? Do you remember?
I remember when it hit like 200,000, I was only charging like $25 American for an ad back then.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Companies were taking advantage of
yeah, for
left
sure.
and right.
Yeah, of course.
As it grew and as I learned more into it, I was able to, like, that page at the most active time I was selling like $500 American for an ad spot.
Wow.
On that Twitter page. So yeah, so I started off in Twitter. I was actually telling Chelsea on our way up here, I started like figuring out how many pages I've created. Or
I was
acquired.
Gonna say how many are there? I can't even keep track of it anymore right now.
I think from the beginning, I'm close to about sold 500 accounts.
500.
Yeah. So that's on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. So I've sold
over 500 accounts. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of accounts. So
that's insane. Could you maybe give some names of some of the accounts that you've sold, or what some of the behind the scenes of them are?
There's a couple of bigger transactions that I can talk about. Some of them have NDAs.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not
We're all
allowed
familiar
to say.
with that. Yeah.
But for example, on Twitter, my first like big sale on Twitter, college football, their organization came to me and they wanted to buy 35 pages for basically one for every college in the States. And so I ended up selling 35 pages, all over 100K followers minimum.
Wow.
To the college football in the States organization.
That's was that like NCAA organizations? Do you remember, or you can't remember the names? That's okay.
I can't remember. Yeah. This was honestly like first contract.
Wow. Okay.
In like social media, this was like 10 years ago.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah,
so
it was big.
So 10 years ago. So that just goes to show, like, obviously I want like a big value proposition from this show and this program to actually like go about the process of how people do their thing, so people can get inspired to do their own things in this space. I know what you do is very, very niche, but if anyone is interested in learning how to buy or sell or acquire or strike deals, Brandon is your guy when it comes to that. So started off 10 years, you've been doing this for a decade now. What's like the latest deal or latest transaction of like a big thing that's been going on? Can we talk about? We don't have to go into details with it.
Yeah, so
I think we both know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
we can talk about it a little bit.
I could talk about it.
We don't have to go into numbers or but
I can't go into numbers. Chelsea and I, about over a year ago, we started very famous Instagram page of around travel. We grew it to about over 1.1 million followers in less than a year. And we were able to travel to tons of different countries and hotels around the world. Some of them being Mexico, at the Four Seasons. We was there at the Fairmount, and Maldives. We went to Dubai, Bahamas, France. Trying to think what else.
I don't even know. There's so many.
Couple Caribbean islands and so forth. So we went. And then basically what happened was a big travel company came along and wanted to purchase the page because it had a premium username on it.
Mm-hmm.
So premium being like a one-word type username, clean, like very nicheable, tons of hashtags. Like I think it had over 40 million tags in 1 year.
Crazy.
So it was very, very popular. So that account came, like that deal took us about 4 months from start to finish
to close.
Yeah. And we weren't like looking to sell or anything. We were just like doing our thing or whatever. And then they approached and we're like, well, can't really turn this up.
No, we can pay off our mortgage.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you
an idea
of like
without going into numbers.
We can't say numbers or can't talk about what account, but it's in the travel niche. So
very, very cool.
That was a big sale for us.
It's kind of like you'd be dumb not to take it.
Yeah.
Even though obviously we loved traveling and doing everything we were doing, it was like you can't pass this opportunity up.
Yeah.
And I feel like with social media, everything's so hit or miss. Like you could have an account and then it just randomly gets disabled for no reason.
Oh yeah, Brandon and I know about that. We know about that.
Right? So then it's like everything you've worked for is just gone all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So it's like you take the money that's going to last, or you have an account that could get you even further, but it also costs money to get you there as well, right?
Of course. And you said like grew it to over 1.1 or over 1 million in 1 year. That's absolutely crazy. And congratulations to the both of you for doing that.
Well, I mean, she helps me with the content creation when we go to the hotels and stuff like that.
But he's sitting there posting every day. And
doing it.
The hashtags. Engaging. All that,
I was going to say, what were some of the like the posting tips and tricks that you could maybe share with some people that could maybe help them if they want to looking to grow an account like as big as that, or maybe just to get a start? What are some of the best practices that you can go into?
I could probably talk about the niche, and then Chelsea could probably talk about personal.
Yeah, for sure.
In the niche, you got to look at what other pages are doing. Gary Vee sits there and tells you that you should be posting 10 times on Instagram a day.
Yeah.
And well, most people consider that as annoying.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to know the right amount to post per day
for your audience.
Most of my pages, it's typically once a day with like 1 to 4 stories. Every day. 7 days a week. Doesn't matter if it's Christmas. I'm posting. I'm waking up, I'm posting, I'm doing my stuff. I'm engaging, liking, commenting. That's also very huge with any platform now, because especially like Instagram, they want to see you on the platform. They don't want you to come on, do your post and then leave.
Yeah.
Right. They want you to be engaging with other people with your own posts and other people's posts as well. So so there isn't like a correct number in the niche side of it, or businesses and that, but definitely at least once a day, 7 days a week.
Right. Very, very cool. And Chelsea, so that's like building in a niche, doing more like behind the scenes kind of work. With you being more of like the face and the person, people want to connect with you as like the person, or you as like the influencer. What are, for people who want to grow a personal brand, what would you say is some of like the best tips and tricks to do to get yourself out there via YouTube, Instagram, or any social media platform?
Yeah, I feel like as long as you're being authentic to yourself and like showing people like just you're a real person, if you're going to be doing lifestyle content, like people don't want to watch someone who's being phony, and like you can see through that, so it's always nice to be able to relate to someone, whether it be like about mental health or just like anything you're going through in life, or becoming a mom, for example. like there's so many struggles that you go through, and that even I didn't know before, having 2 sisters. Like, people don't talk about those things. So it's nice to see other people going through that and relating to them. And even like I met so many moms just online in general and engaging with them and talking to them and became friends with them.
And now you feel like you're helping each other almost.
Yeah,
in a way,
exactly.
right?
And you can like talk about things that you specifically at that moment are going through, and they know it too because their child's around the same age.
Right.
Yeah. So I would just say be authentic, be true to yourself, and people are going to see that. They're going to want to follow that. Even if you're in like a niche, like fashion, for example, have a little bit of your personality show through. Like, nobody wants to just sit there and watch a model stand there and pose. Yeah. Right? You got to give some personality.
You have to be engaging
something,
or something,
to keep their attention. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say, like, what's out of all the places that you've been to in this travel niche, what's like a favorite experience or like a crazy highlight that you guys have, like with maybe just as the 2 of you before children came into your life, and maybe one now that you have like your whole family? So give me maybe a one story when you had Mia, and then one when it was just the 2 of you traveling.
I'll start. We had one of our trips we went to Iceland.
I knew this was coming.
Yeah, and
she was like, oh yeah.
And we went during winter.
Was this with Mia, or was this before?
Just us.
Okay,
just us 2.
Okay.
We were sleeping in the car.
Oh, great! So
we're driving around.
All right.
Yeah, we were driving around the whole country, in the winter. And
terrible idea.
Yeah, in Iceland.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's definitely in our top 3 trips.
He figured everything out and booked the trip. I didn't even think about it until afterwards. But.
So yeah, Iceland. I don't know. It was the best way. I went off the road twice.
Okay, that's all right.
Not off the road. We went into a snowbank in the ditch.
That's okay.
That's fine.
That's all right. That's all right.
We're
whatever.
Here.
Yeah, it only happened twice.
Yeah, only 2 times.
Well, the first time we're up like a huge mountain. We're climbing up, going around it, and I'm flying like through the snow, like.
There's like snowbank, or snow drifts. Yeah.
Okay, right.
So
yeah.
I'm crushing those, enjoying life and that.
Are there other cars like around you guys?
No one's near us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No one's near us.
Where the fuck were you guys?
I don't know.
Middle of nowhere.
It gets better.
Okay. All right.
So as we're going and I'm crushing through them. Like, I'm not like speeding too fast.
Well, we're trying to get through them.
Yeah.
Right.
So you gotta
and
go,
there's like tire tracks. So like someone's been here
Yeah.
recently. We're fine.
Yeah.
So I kept going and then crushed one, and it was like 4 feet of snow.
Oh no.
And we're completely stuck.
Like a dead stop, just like we hit something.
Yeah.
Like we crushed.
Right.
That was fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the car.
Okay. All right. That's good.
Or us.
The car
was fine. Yeah.
But we crushed through it, we didn't crush through it. We got crushed by it.
Right.
We got stuck.
Yeah.
How long were you stuck for?
Enough that we were back then. We were watching Suits.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we whipped that out on the laptop and we started watching that because we were stuck.
Yeah.
I went out there and I was like, all I had was a snow brush and I'm trying to like dig ourselves out, but it was 4 feet of snow. So there was like a number to call right on like the dashboard.
Okay.
So we called the number and it brought us to like a local town close by. And I had to give the longitude and latitude.
Wow.
Of exactly where we are.
This is like, don't tell me the street number there. Tell me like the GPS coordinates.
Yeah. They're like, do you recognize anything? Like, do you remember where you were? What was the last street you were on? And we're like, we have no idea. We're literally up a mountain with no way to get, we're stuck in a snowbank. Like, and off to the side is a cliff. Like, there's nothing around us.
Is this during the day, nighttime?
During the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Could you imagine if this was like at night and you guys are like...
Yeah, the second one was at night.
Oh, wow. Oh, there's two. There's two of these.
It happened twice. So.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they came in the exact same car as us.
Yeah, so they didn't have like a tow truck or anything.
No.
So they just pull up in this like SUV.
Yeah.
Small SUV too.
So what, they're just gonna dig you guys out with like their hands and like push you guys?
They tied up a rope and actually got us out.
Oh, no way.
And then so there's 2 guys. And
this story is so messed up. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I was thankful that we like when we were about to board, I was like, thank you, Jesus. I don't know how I'm here right now.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Yeah.
2 guys came, right? And the one guy drove the car, like their car, and then I don't know, we were just
like Brandon hopped in the back and he was like,
yeah, the guy just started driving our car.
And he's like going around, like spinning the wheel, whatever, to get us out.
They got us out, and then they drove us. He just kept
driving you guys?
He drove us back to like their town.
Oh, wow.
And then we're like, what the frick? And then we're like, okay, like I was like telling Chelsea, I was like, okay, like I'm cool with paying like $500. Like I'm happy. Like, we got out. Everything's good. And no, they just like, they hosed us down. And you're like, okay, you're good to go.
And that was it.
And that was it. And it was great.
Wow.
It was crazy.
You don't pay for that type of stuff.
In Iceland.
In Iceland.
Wow. So if you're stuck on the side of a mountain in Iceland, you don't have to pay for it. Just so you know, you heard it here first. Yeah,
that's great.
That's
at least a couple years ago.
Yeah, at least a couple years ago. Disclaimer. Yeah,
inflation.
Yeah, yeah. And before we jump into the other story, did you guys ever, just because this came to my mind, did you guys ever think like 10 years ago when you met, like you'd be living the life that you guys are right now in terms of like traveling, having a career in social media, traveling around the world, doing this, making money from your cell phone and your laptops, like doing it's when you think about it, like, it's really, really crazy to think about. Did you guys ever think that?
Not at all. I think we both thought like entrepreneurial, like we were both entrepreneurial, and like I don't know, we knew we were gonna do something and not like classic 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But just
not on this scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't know if it was going to be social media either, right? So.
Yeah, I feel like we both kind of like fell into it, realized we were like okay at it, I guess.
Yeah.
And just kept going
with it.
But like never could I have thought that we'd be traveling to like the Maldives, for example.
Yeah, what was that experience?
It was insane. Yeah. So that, I guess that for me would be like the one with Mia.
Yeah.
So we get to travel there with our daughter. We're in like this beautiful villa that's like on the water.
10 grand American a night, and we got 2 villas.
Yeah, so
Do they accept kidneys or no?
Yeah.
So his mom came, and we're like, oh, we have to bring our nanny with us because like we actually do have to do the content and stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously we're going to bring someone with us. Why not?
Yeah, of course.
So
and she probably had a blast.
Oh, she
right? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Except for the whole like time difference thing that really screwed us with Mia.
What was the time? What was the time difference with that?
10 to 12
hours
yeah.
ahead.
A heavy time difference.
Yeah, that was the biggest for sure.
Because the island as well was an hour ahead from like the normal side. Because like Maldives, I could be wrong.
Zach Galifianakis with the math is just going. That meme is just going through my head right now. Yeah. Anyways, back to the Maldives. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So, yeah, it was just crazy being able to experience that, and like, I'm like, what with COVID going on, I'm like, what if we like got COVID and we had to stay here? Like, we can't afford to stay here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, right.
It was like something that crazy that's like. Never in my wildest dreams would I think that I would be here in this room, like, and doing all the things that we got to do. Like, it was just like out of a movie type thing. They're like, yeah, Rihanna's coming in a couple weeks, staying here. And I'm like, okay, cool. We'll just stick around. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I talk with Riri all the time, you know, call my cell phone. That's it.
Just hang out with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The girl that we were working with, like the marketing manager in Maldives, yeah, she was listing off all the celebrities that were like coming or that came like a week ago.
Oh, yeah.
Like
that. Leonardo DiCaprio was there filming something because they have like this
documentary coming up.
Yeah, and it's like they have a center that's all like eco-friendly and stuff, and like obviously he's big into that. So he came, and then there was a Netflix, I don't know, show, like an episode in a show that they were in. I was like, oh my gosh. And we got to do like what they were doing pretty much.
Yeah.
But on a smaller scale.
I touched, the same stuff that Leo touched.
Yeah. that makes you pretty much on the same level as him now, right? You just touch, you're just like, oh, this is royalty. Yeah.
I slept in the same bed as
him. Oh my God.
Sure. Yeah. You can tell people that.
Yeah. Man, that's amazing, guys. Because I watched a YouTube video. Ryan Serhant, I saw that he was there. A bunch of celebrities go to these types of places, and the fact that two kids from Niagara Falls now, that got to experience this is just, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Insane.
It's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's the, now with that, I'm not too sure if you've ever been told something like this, or maybe you want to share something, but what was the best piece of advice that you guys have ever been given going into like the social media space?
To be honest, I feel like we didn't have that many people like in the social space to.
It was just kind of like the two of you.
Yeah,
they'd always
give you
work with
advice.
each other.
Yeah,
I remember Brandon's talked about that a lot. Like, you guys are both workhorses. I think people don't realize how much work goes on behind the scenes with social media stuff in general, in terms of making a TikTok or making a reel go viral, which I know you've done. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of work with that. So I guess with that being said, then what would be like the best piece of advice that you could give to someone who's looking to maybe like become a content creator or to get into this space?
Just do it.
Just do it. Nike.
Okay, Nike.
Okay, Nike. Yeah. Okay, Nike.
Just do it.
Nike sponsored. Yeah.
Whips out the shirt.
Yeah.
But,
that's it.
No, it's people always talk and say they're going to do this, do that, and then nothing ever comes with it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like, you don't need the best equipment. You don't need, like, your cell phone is literally the best like
thing that you can have right now. Yeah.
And you can take your videos and pictures and whatever you need to do on that. Like, you don't have to go out and expend, thousands of dollars for all these expensive stuff because, this 1 million follower TikToker has this set up, so I need that set up.
And I feel like just, the more you put yourself out there, the more likely you are to be seen. Like Brandon was saying, posting 7 days a week, like minimum, like you should be posting every day. Obviously, when it's a personal, it's a little bit different. But if you're trying to make it and you want to be out there, like you need to have a set schedule. You need to be posting consistently. I mean, I say that, but like
it's hard. I understand, especially you being the mom in the situation. And you guys are.
I haven't posted in a while, but you have to be consistent.
No, for sure. And like like Brand, I know you're only one. You're 28, right? 28 or
yeah, I'm 28.
You're 28. Yeah, right.
Let me check that.
Yeah, but it's just like you're still young and you guys have a family and you guys are like proof that you can make a full-time living doing social media. And that's another thing that I always like to ask guests is what does your day-to-day life kind of look like? What's the daily routine look like for the both of you?
I wake up nice and early.
Yeah, I know you do.
So,
I know you do.
Between 5 or 6, and I grab my phone and I literally start.
Just go to work.
I just start. So it'd be either engaging on all my different pages or posting on all my pages, answering emails, answering texts. So I take the morning shift.
Yep.
And then Mia wakes up, and usually I take her downstairs, and then Chelsea starts her shift.
Yep.
Yeah, so I kind of do the same thing. Wake up, engage with people. If I have a post, I try to get it up as early as possible or have it prepped the night before, so I don't have to worry about it as much, especially with having Mia. Like, she needs something or whatever, then it just keeps getting pushed back. And I'm the type of person that, like, if I have a set time that I want to post at and it's past that time, like, I'm doing it tomorrow. Like, I'm not posting that day because then I know, like, it's not going to do as well. Like, I'll do it here and there. And sometimes the post actually will surprise me. Mm-hmm. But if it's something that I know that I want to do well, I'm like, I'm not posting it today now. Like, it's too late. So I try to get that in as quick as possible. And then depending what day it is, usually I'll have to edit. I'll have to think of ideas or post like TikToks or Reels, or depending what's on the schedule for the day. I have to get ready. I have to film that kind of stuff. So
do you guys prep like a to-do list of like, how do you guys like stay organized? I know you're like a mental math whiz. You're like, yeah, my mental checklist is this. I'm like, I need to write everything down.
Yeah, I'm the same. So like, sometimes it's hard. He'll have a list. He'll wake up and be like, what's your game plan for the day? I was thinking this. I'm like, well, my game plan's like completely different for the day.
Yeah.
So we're still kind of working on like figuring out, like, you need set time to do this, and I need quiet to go film or do whatever. And if Mia's sleeping, like, that's not going to work because I need to be loud enough for people to hear me, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're still working on it, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's great. I'm just gonna take a quick pause right now and check on the cameras. Are we good for cameras? Some good shit though so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything you want to knock off?
I just want to maybe talk about maybe one of like the craziest people or influencers that you've met, like your journey. I'm gonna ask that question.
Okay.
Do we have any?
Give me a second.
Yeah. We should totally keep that in. Yeah.
Do we have any?
That we met in person? I've talked to a lot of people like through the phone and text and stuff like that.
Yeah.
or like on Instagram and
Yeah,
stuff.
you. Not really me.
Yeah, like any like notable celebrity or influencers that you've worked with or interacted with or met just in passing or brushing shoulders with.
Starting with me?
Yeah, you can go. Yeah, you can go for it. Yeah.
I actually, I just remember I had a phone call. So I was
Are you
doing.
allowed to say this?
Yeah, I can say this.
Okay.
I think we're thinking the same thing.
Okay.
I think
If
so.
not, we can always cut it out.
Basically, I was on the same phone call with Oprah.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, you've never told me that.
Yeah. So this was like, I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago
Yeah.
or so, before COVID.
Like Oprah, like we're talking about Oprah Winfrey,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in like the same like, yeah.
It was like someone through someone,
yeah.
and then she just happened to pop on the phone
She
call.
hopped on the phone and then like basically said like, "Hey, Brandon, nice to meet you. Like I heard all about what you do on social media and it's amazing. Like keep it up and all that." And like, basically, I'll start a little bit back.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Matt's
like
like,
yeah,
what?
you know, yeah, I just had a call with Oprah the other day, like, you know, whatever. No.
I met this guy literally on Instagram
Yep.
or Facebook or something like that, and we started to become like pretty good friends. And then he started like a CBD company out in LA.
Cool.
So basically, and then he knows all like the services I do, so I can help promote brands, influencers,
Follower growth,
yeah,
engagement, all
follower
that stuff.
growth,
Yeah.
and like I can advertise on all my different pages and such. So he would basically resell my packages.
Right.
So he had a client who was starting up a brand with Oprah.
Wow.
So that's basically what happened. So then I got on a phone call with the guy I knew in LA with the CBD company, which then which got me on the call with the girl who wanted to buy promotions that had like a brand with Oprah. And then not knowing Oprah was coming on and that, and then yeah, she came on the call and said what I said about like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Just like she heard a lot about me, a lot of good stuff, and like keep it up and that, and they want to buy promotions.
And then she bought you a car.
I wish.
You get a car. You get a car. You get it.
I wish.
Yeah, we
Man,
missed that part of the
that
call.
is wild.
Yeah, they still buy from me.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, I remember he like came home and he was like, "You'll never guess who I just talked to on the phone." And like, obviously, I'm not going to guess that.
Yeah. No. For
And I was like,
it
"Are you
could be literally
lying?"
anyone. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, "How is that real?" Like, and then he explained like all the connections. But I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck? Like,
Yeah. Wow, man, that's crazy. Good for
Yeah.
you. You never told me that before. That's what. You don't tell me everything.
secrets.
It's okay.
it's got to save something for the pod.
No, for sure. No, that's amazing. Well,
I think that's probably my
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
pretty crazy.
yeah, that's unbelievable. I don't know if anyone can just casually say that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. Oprah's coming through real quick. You know.
I mean, it was
Got to take this.
the one and only time, right?
yeah. That's that. Yeah.
One hit wonder.
One hit wonder. That's
Hey,
hey. That's a good hit to be on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, to wrap things up, guys, with everything that's happened now, with, you know, starting the family, traveling, what's next for you guys?
it's a good question.
We're still figuring out. We just bought a rental property in Florida.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, and we've been. I don't like cold. Anything below 75 is freezing
Yeah.
to me.
So he's been complaining all summer.
Right.
Yeah, because this
For
summer.
summer, whatever.
And you guys have a property in Shirkston too, and
we have
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's not warm enough over there, right?
it's not. It's not. It's
too cold by the way.
You are by the water, yeah, true. But
Yes.
yeah.
But yeah, so we keep tossing and turning, thinking about doing like becoming snowbirds, pretty much.
Yeah.
And work and living, like eventually buying another property in Florida or somewhere else that's even warmer, like Costa Rica or like Caribbean island or something like that.
Okay.
She's like, all right, now hold on. Like, where's me? I gotta go to school. You're gonna go to like 3 different places. You guys gotta live at like 3 different
Online
worlds.
school.
Yeah, no, for sure. No,
Well, that's the thing with working online. Obviously, it's nice. You can kind of go wherever, do your thing, wherever you want to be. But having a child, you got to think about other things too.
yeah.
We got like 2 years of
Yeah,
clear-
we're trying to
Yeah,
figure it
that
out.
we can do it. So
Yeah.
we definitely want to look into it. So I think that's like our next probably big thing is
real estate and probably like diversifying the income. Pretty
And
much.
just getting out of Niagara.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, of course.
As horrible as that sounds.
No, for sure. I mean, I mean, getting out. Yeah, I was just gonna say, getting more opportunity and creating your future in the way that you want to do.
There's a lot more brands and like opportunities in the States. So if we're out there, like even just being on a PR list, like for example, for like Chelsea, like they don't ship to Canada.
Yeah,
majority of the PR
it's like
lists,
very rare that someone will. Or even like I'll get an email being like, hey, like we'd love to just like send you stuff if you like it. You can post about it, whatever.
Yep.
And then I'm like, okay, well, here's my mailing address. And then like falls through from there because why are they going to waste the money to ship it to Canada for a potential post, right?
Right. It's kind of like you have to kind of do the risk versus reward if you're the brand on that side.
Yeah, for sure.
There's almost like there's a new app that's coming out called Gem, which is available right now. Shout out Sam Zip. We got to give Sam a plug too, which I met Sam through you, actually. Guys, Brandon and they're very, very well connected. So with that being said, maybe give a plug on where people can find you guys on social media.
I'm at Brandon Mims on pretty much every platform.
Yep, I'm at Chelsea J with 3 L's on all platforms as well.
Great. Awesome.
Keeping it standard.
Keeping it standard.
Yeah.
Keeping it steady.
Clean.
Clean. It's the way we like it. Well, guys, I just want to say thank you guys both so much for coming on the CYF podcast. I greatly appreciate it. Do you guys have any final thoughts or anything that you guys want to say before I wrap it up?
Oh, thanks for having us. It was a fun first podcast for me.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Great. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the CYF podcast. We hope that this episode helps you create your future. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in a future episode. We are clocking out. Peace.